Hey, beautiful people. First thing first, I want to say that in 2, 3, 4, 5 years' time, depending on how good or bad it will go, I will look at this particular video and feel like, oh, God, I think I regret it. Or I'll look at this video and be like, I think I'm proud of the decisions I made. Okay, so hey guys, welcome back again to the channel. It is Dale here, and I am your captain. Today, I am going to be answering one of your most asked questions. Ever since I had to put out that I'm going to move to Australia, a lot of people have shown genuine concern, of course. The concern is all about me leaving the UK without getting my permanent residency and also without getting my British citizenship, okay? So that has been most people's concern, and I want to come out to say your concerns are all valid, okay? And I want to also reassure you that this particular decision I am making, leaving the UK without getting my ILR, hasn't been the easiest decision of my life, okay? I mean, it's not the hardest, but it is taking me months, if not a year, to finally reach this decision, okay? Um, and in this video, we're going to talk all about it. And I want you to feel free to give me your own opinion as well. I mean, it's not like your opinion is going to change whatever I'm going to say now, but I mean, I would just like to read from you what you think or what you would have done differently, or just like your own 2 cents. Okay, I'm happy to read it as long as you do it in a kind way. It's a bit of context. I did come into the UK in late 2019. Approximately, I've been in the UK for about 4 years. Okay, I am living without getting my indefinite leave to remain. And one of the criteria to meet to get your indefinite leave to remain is to must have lived in the UK for about 5 years, and that will get you your indefinite leave to remain if you meet the other criteria. And of course, you need to have lived in the UK for additional 12 months before you can get your citizenship. Okay, so invariably, I have like approximately 2 years to go to be free totally from all the visa and all that stuff, immigration. I want to also say that this is not a legal or immigration advice. This is personally my experience. I am just ranting on my channel. If you do need professional advice, please seek it from immigration lawyers or immigration agents. I am not one. I only share my own experience, okay? I want to say that firstly, the whole situation, I have considered the financial impact it will cost on me to stay back. I've considered the time I'm going to spend more in this country. Lots of factors that I've pondered about over the past few months for me to come to this conclusion. Many people will be like, oh, why not stay and get your indefinite leave to remain? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. But getting the indefinite leave to remain is not cheap. It's not like I can't afford it. I can't afford it, but it's not something so cheap. I'm going to spend about roughly 2-4 for the whole application for my indefinite leave to remain, and I have to do the life in the UK test. I think it's for about £50. And when you get your indefinite leave to remain, you are going to wait 12 more months before you get your citizenship. And also the citizenship is not free as well. I've forgotten the exact amount. I'm going to put it on the screen. I think the citizenship will round up to 1,100 or 1,200. So roughly I'm going to spend about 3,000. So 2 4 plus, let's say 1,000 will be roughly, I'm going to spend about 3 5 or 4,000 pounds to get both my indefinite leave to remain and to get both my citizenship. And now I want to state that if I would stay back to get my indefinite leave to remain, there's really no point living with just my indefinite leave to remain. It is always better for me to just stay back for the next 12 months again and get my British passport. So invariably, I have 2 years to go, because if you have your indefinite leave to remain and you leave the UK, it is not permanent, okay? After about 2 years, it will be invalid. So you need to have lived in the UK for 12 more months before you can qualify for your British citizenship. And if you have not been in the UK, you cannot qualify for that. It's either I just stay back for the next 2 years and get everything done and over, or I just don't stay at all, because there's no point getting staying 1 year and getting ILR and then you're not getting your citizenship. For me, I don't think that's a wise decision. That is not so much to pay if I have the whole intention of living permanently in the UK. Okay, and bear in mind that this is just for me. I have to consider my husband, I have to consider my kids, well, for the whole price. So it's going to be more than 4,000 when it's time for me to apply for my husband and it's time for me to apply for my kids. If you're just joining this channel for the first time, I do have a video on the reasons why I'm moving out of the UK, so you can check that out so I don't go about repeating myself. Okay, so check the video out. I'm going to leave the link in the comment section so you can watch why I'm leaving. And so you have to think about the meeting the requirements. So not just staying in the UK for 5 years and then you apply, bam, they'll give you. Of course, we've heard that nurses get it easy, but I've seen nurses that have been rejected of getting their IR for some reasons that probably we don't even know about, or we know and we don't just pinpoint that yes, this could lead to you getting your IR denied. Okay, so a few weeks ago, a friend of mine showed me a friend that her IRR was denied because she worked more than 20 hours. Now, to be honest, as much as I know, I've never worked more than 20 hours. So I'm not even scared of that. I'm just giving you a whole scenario. So I have never worked more than 20 hours, because even when they lift the limits off, like they say, okay, go, you can work more than 20 hours from this date to this date, I still don't do it because I don't have that energy. Like, I work full time, and where would I have the energy to work more than 20 hours? More than 20 hours would mean me going to work more than 3 days or 2 days. So I literally just work one extra day a week. That's if I do. Okay, and that's it. So I know that would not be a case for me. But I'm just like saying, there were the times where they said, okay, it's lifted and it's not lifted. Some people didn't know when the limit was stopped, so they kept on working more. So she had some hours more than 20 hours when it was lifted, so that affected her ILR application. And I've had occasions whereby people have been denied the ILR for not paying bus fare, taking off public funds. The truth is, no matter how we try, some people do not even know what are the complete public funds. I personally, to be fair, I've never applied for any public fund. As my knowledge, I always shy away from, apply for this and get it. Even my tax refunds, I'm always like skeptical about applying for it, because I don't even know which one is the public fund and which is not the public. I just avoid anything getting money back from anybody. Even my council tax, there was a time people were saying you can apply for single occupancy and then you get reduced a fee for being a single occupant in your house for your council tax. I had to call them to clarify that as well. So yeah, those are the kind of things that you're not sure if you are fully in or you're fully out. It's just like your name is in the UK written on pencil. It can be cleaned any moment. That's what they always tell us when we're in PTS. But yes, so you're not really sure what could affect your indefinite leave to remain or what could not. But yeah, there are rules that need to be followed. And to be fair, as much as I know, I followed this rule to latter, and still, I'm still like skeptical. I mean, you're not still sure. And then there were rumors that were flying about that they want to increase the length you need to stay before you can get your IRR, like to 8 years. I'm not sure, but I don't think that bill has been passed. But I think they were just rumors. But it's something that can easily change. Not something you would put all your mind to say, yes, I must get this. So the rules are always changing, so you need to put that into consideration as well. I just feel like it's in a situation whereby you are currently in the university studying a particular course halfway through, and then you get admission into your dream course, and you're just like, should I finish this degree or should I just go and start my dream course? Now there are two things that will happen. You finish the degree, you still spend more money on that degree, get your certificate, and they become not useful to you, and then you either regret and then you go back to start your dream course. Bear in mind that you've wasted years. Time is going and you know deeply you are not going to use that certificate you've spent in the uni to get. Yeah, you might say, oh, there's no knowledge to waste and all that, but when you know you're not going to use that in a long term, and you're not going to start off again from the beginning in a new course, you've wasted time, you've wasted money, you've wasted effort, you've wasted a lot of things. And as long as you know you're not going to use that current course you are doing, I don't think it is wise to keep on going. Like when I was in nursing school, yeah, we had loads of people leave nursing second year to start off medicine. And I don't know, I don't think any of them actually regret it, because most of them did want to study medicine, and then maybe they didn't get through to medicine, and they got through into nursing, and then in their second year they were able to get their requirement for medicine and they got admission into medicine, and then they left halfway. So that's just the situation I'm currently in. Leaving the UK doesn't mean I'm going to start from the scratch or from the beginning, okay? I'm going to Australia. I've got my PR, so I have something to fall back to. I also would start my process in becoming an Australian citizen, which means I have 4 years, because to become an Australian citizen, you need to have lived in Australia for 4 years. If I have to stay in the UK for 2 more years, it means I would have been 2 more years to get my Australian citizenship. I don't know if you get my point, okay? So I have 2 more years to stay here to get my British citizenship, and I have to stay in Australia for 4 years to get my Australian citizenship. If I stay here for the next 2 years to get my British citizenship, it means I'll go to Australia. If I still have to move, I'll move to Australia, and then I have to start all over again. If I stay here for the next 2 years to get my British citizenship, it will be good. But at the long run, if I still need to move out of the UK and go to Australia, it just means that I still have 4 years again to get my Australian citizenship. But if I leave now, after the next 2 years, I know that I just have 2 more years to get my Australian passport. I'm more of time conscious in these two. I feel like, what is the actual point when these things cost money? It costs time. If it's free and it is applicable to just apply before I go, of course, why not? I'll jump on it. But it's not free. It is time consuming. In my own mind, what do I need 3 passport for? What do I need 3 passport for? Okay, firstly, British passport and Australian passport, they are one of the strongest. I'm not the 100% strongest, okay? So when I was checking online, the strongest is Singapore passport. Okay, so they are strong passports, okay? They're first world country. So I just need one of them. You have to pick one. So you say I stay here, get my citizenship, get my passport, and just stay, or I just really leave, and then when I move to Australia, I get my Australian citizenship and live there, or probably go back to Nigeria, go back to Africa, and retire in Africa. But I just feel like, what's the point of getting 3 passports? I just need 2, my country of birth, and just one where I will live permanently for a while before I move back to my country. So yes, this is quite my table. This is the table I have been beating for a long time before I finally reached this conclusion. Like I said, I might look back on this video and regret leaving when I am leaving, or I might look back in this video and then I'm proud that I left when I left. Yeah, I would still love to hear what you think. Let me know in the comment section. As well, the fact that I am moving to Australia on a permanent residency visa, it just gives me more peace than going with a temporary visa. If I was going to, say, Saudi Arabia, or say a country that I am not 100% sure, or if I'm just going to a new country on a tourist visa, like I've heard people leave the UK to go to Canada on a tourist visa and never come back, I might not feel I'm making the right decision. If you're watching this video and you left the UK without your indefinite leave to remain, and you are either in Canada, you're in Australia, or you are in US or New Zealand, and you want to just tell me if you regret it or not, please feel free to drop it in the comment section, and I'll be happy to read your story as well. If I had taken the decision like my first year in the UK or second year in the UK, I wouldn't feel this so much. Should I not? But the fact that I'm nearly there, 2 years to go, and then I'm just leaving. 2 years is a lot of time. That's 24 months. It's not as 2 years as we are saying. When you start living here for the next 2 years, you know how long it actually is. But if I had made this decision like when I was in the UK, just 1 year, 2 years, it wouldn't be this tough. Time is an expensive commodity that we don't get back. So I'm making this decision solely because of time, not just because of the cost. Yeah, the cost would go a long way as well because Charlie, if I take £4,000 to Australia, that's about 8,000 Australian dollar. That would do me a lot in Australia. I am a young lady, okay? I will start giving birth to children. Now, if the children comes, the decision to leave a particular country is going to be hard. Hear it from me, okay? Okay, it's not like I have kids, but I just know for a fact, I mean, I don't have to have kids to know that when you start having children, decisions you make in life are very, very limited. So I don't have any kids yet, and the more I delay my stay here, the more it might be difficult for me to move. And that aside as well, I need time to settle in a new country before I start giving birth to kids, okay? So I wouldn't just go to Australia and then boom, start popping kids out. Okay, that's just the truth. I wouldn't just go to Australia and start popping kids out. I need to have worked in Australia for about a year to be entitled to maternity leave. So I'm considering that as well. So if I stay in the UK and get my indefinite leave to remain, it's either I decide to give birth to kids now or I have to wait for the next four more years again to start giving birth to kids. So you see, these are the things I'm considering. Knowing for the fact that I feel like I want to try somewhere else would not make me settle in properly. You know that mindset that, oh, I want to try somewhere, I want to try somewhere, and you've not tried that place you want to try. You wouldn't feel the ease and you wouldn't appreciate where you are. I feel like when I go over there and I try the waters there and it's not good, I'll appreciate the UK more. But if I stay here and I feel like I want to try somewhere, I want to try Australia, I want to try New Zealand, I will never appreciate what I have here. So it's still like living in uncertainty and it's not still a good feeling as well. So you just have to choose one of the burdens and just boom, go with it. It will take me time to settle in Australia, and the earlier I go and start settling in, the better it will be for me and my family and for my kids in the long run, okay? So that, and to just get my point, I still have my licenses running for me. If per adventure I want to come back to the UK, what I'll just do is apply for a visa. I mean, I know I have to start from scratch because I've read somewhere that if you leave the UK and come back after a while, you have to start again from the beginning. So it's not like because I've done 4 years, when I come back, I have to now do only 1 year. No, I have to start from the beginning. Which, if that is the situation, I really don't mind. I mean, it will be painful, of course. It's like me starting all afresh again. But if that comes to it, I wouldn't mind starting all again because at the end of the day, I've already survived there for 4 years. So if I have to stay on a visa again for that period just to meet up, I would still be proud of my decision because life is all about risk. You see that you taste it and it's bitter, or you taste it and it's sweet. But you cannot just be in one place and be like, should I or should I not? Okay, so it's just this particular dilemma that I've been on, and I've seen a lot of your comments, and I am happy to get those kind of comments. It means you people care about my journey, people care about what I'm going through. Bear in mind that this is my personal journey, this is my personal opinion. It doesn't mean that you should take it into consideration as well. But I hope with those few points of mine, I've been able to just clear the air a little and probably just rant about my current situation. And yeah, it's life, okay? You cannot always have it all rosy. You cannot always have it all smooth. It will be like this sometimes. So yeah, I hope you love my content enough to subscribe and hit the like button. Turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss any of my videos as well. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.